Hello again everyone, and welcome to the second part of this video. We are going to do a brief overview from an instructor's perspective of what your students are doing to take notes and how that affects you. There are a couple different ways that students are taking notes, and that's going to affect what you see as a professor during class. So if a student is using an overlay view, you're not going to be able to see them. So if they have Zoom open, but for example, I swiped up from the bottom here to access the doc. If they have Notability open or another note-taking app open on the side here, even if they have Zoom as their background app, as soon as they open something from the side, their screen is going to freeze and you're not going to be able to see what they're currently doing. I ran into this in one of my own classes. A professor said something about the Moodle forum at the beginning of class, and I was pulling up my notes for the class, and he was like, "Hey Megan, are you in class?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here." And I just swiped it away and my video went back, and I was like, "Yes, I'm here. I'm just uploading the slides to my note-taking app." And so I was spending time doing that, which was just the video for the professors from their point of view. So another thing that a student might do is run Zoom in the background. So if they close the Zoom app and they have, for example, one note up to take notes, then you're not going to be able to see them. They're going to have a black screen, or their screen will be frozen. So that is just something to keep in mind as you're moving forward. If a student's video is off, it might not necessarily be that they're avoiding class or ignoring you. They might be taking notes. And you can always ask them that directly, or you can say something up front at the beginning of class about how you want the class to be ran and if it is required for them to have their video or not on at all times. And so some ways that you can help students navigating this struggle between using Zoom and taking notes is that you can consider posting your notes ahead of time on Moodle. For me personally as a student, I find this the most helpful. During the 12-week, I originally thought I would use the overlay view of Notability to take notes, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But my classes are so discussion-based that it ended up being a bigger deal than I thought. So what I ended up doing was just printing the PowerPoints that my professor had put up for our book ahead of time, and then I was able to take notes by hand and still remain engaged in class while still running Zoom on my iPad. So consider posting your presentations ahead of time on Moodle, and you can even mention that to students in class that the notes have been posted, and they can go ahead and download them and or print them if they want. So another option that you have is to use Nearpod or the Zoom features of the app to show students your screen while you're doing class. So with Nearpod, I'll go ahead and open up the app here, even though there isn't much to see. What you can do in this app as a professor is create a presentation and then have all the students type in this lesson code here. And when they do that, they will join the presentation as a viewer. And you can have them open this app while they run Zoom in the background. So this means that they'll still be able to hear you as you're talking through Zoom, but everyone will be able to see your presentation in Nearpod, and you can advance the slides at your own pace. And at the same time, you can run polls or show, I think you can also like link videos and things like that in Nearpod from the teacher's perspective as the person who created the video. So you can create polls, you can create little discussion board type things where you can ask a question and then have students type in responses. And then the responses go up on the board anonymously, but you have the option to view who has posted them. So you can do that using the Nearpod app. Or if you're using Zoom on a laptop, you have a couple more features than you do on the iPad. On the iPad, you can share your screen, but on a computer or a desktop, you can share your screen, as well as you can make polls and run those for your students during the class. And so it just kind of pops up on the screen, and then they can select an answer or type in an answer from there. Again, these are anonymous, and I believe on your end you can choose if you want to see who has posted certain things. But with the Zoom option, only you will see the poll results, and then you have the option to share them or to then share responses that students had. Another thing that you can do with Zoom, again on the desktop version, is that you can create breakout rooms. I found these pretty helpful as a student. What happens is Zoom automatically puts people into different rooms, digital rooms that is, and then they can work together on small group things. So this could be helpful if you have a very discussion-based class, and then you as the professor can bounce around between different rooms So if you need any help with any of those Zoom specific features, or more specifically with Moodle, if you need help posting your notes or anything like that, you can go ahead and contact the Tech and Truck Desk at our email or phone number. I hope you found this helpful from an instructor's perspective on how to navigate note taking and the use of Zoom here at Hiram.